can't do that. So guys, here I am with the man. Look at this guy. He just does handstands randomly. You know what's funny is you may think that he's actually showing off the camera. He's not. He actually does this randomly sometimes. We are gonna get into the cruise and comfort today, but you have installed these before.
I have.
You have done a few of them already.
I have installed them, but they're always in empty, fresh builds.
Damn it.
So I have lots of space and lots of planning to do before installing.
Yeah, luckily we spent pretty much yesterday kind of planning some certain things out, but we're also gonna figure out some new stuff today, which we're excited about, and we're gonna get into it. And Anthony's gonna give us a rundown of his whole thought process. But if there's a lot of stuff to cover and a lot of footage, we may do part 1 and part 2 of the AC install into Ghost. This is a 12 volt air conditioning unit. It can run on high, it can run about 60 amps. Really, this is a perfect solution to anybody that wants air conditioning in their van. Out of the air conditionings you've seen in vans, do you feel like this is a good product?
I do. I like this product.
Yeah, it's great. You know, we're not sponsored by Cruise and Comfort, although they gave us a massive deal on this, or they gave me a massive deal, and then I went out and hired Nomadic Customs. And I think Mark will make an appearance in the video later to kind of check in on us, but right now we're just gonna get Anthony on and we're gonna get him started, and I think we're gonna work on the fan today.
Look at where we have to mount underneath your van, and then we're gonna look at the condenser fan itself and figure out how we're going to attach a frame to it, and then how we're gonna build that frame to mount to the bottom of your van.
Whew. Okay, whatever you say, boss. Like, Anthony's the guy in charge today. I'm gonna go grab the condenser fan right now.
You come here, watch us open.
Well, we got Rolo now too. Hey, bud. Oh. All right, so this is really the fan in here, right?
Yeah, this is the fan and the hoses. Yeah, what's in there? What's in there? Is this some good stuff? Check it out.
This is some serious hoses, man.
Yeah, you know, they got some toxic stuff going through them. Had a little bit of pressure. So these are your hoses that are going to connect the main unit to condenser fan.
And those hoses, that's what we need to drill that hole for. Those have to actually go through the floor of the van, correct?
Yeah, these have to go through the floor of the van.
That's gonna be fun.
And then they have to be fully secured so that they don't rattle. And this is what we're working with here. So this can just. All right, bud. I think it's time to go now. Come on, let's go. Down. Hey, go on. All right.
Shop dogs.
Let's see what we're working with here.
Now, I believe Cruise and Comfort also sells a single fan, but we got the double fan. Is this wired that only one can be running, or does it have to only?
It's wired so they both run.
They both run, okay.
So these are set up a little bit different than you would think, and I kind of like their setup.
Okay.
So most of the time, the fan would take the air from here and throw it through.
Okay.
Forcing it through. This one actually sucks the air through.
Okay.
So they run in reverse. So the airflow goes this way.
Okay.
So it sucks it from back here, because these are made so that, I can't remember completely right now, we'll have to look at the instructions.
Okay.
I think it's the little one.
Yep.
Has to be at the bottom.
Okay.
And they're made to run at minimum of a 15-degree tilt. So how we're gonna mount this in yours, if that's the front of your van,
Yeah.
we're gonna mount it like this, so that it sucks all that fresh air from up on top
Okay.
down through, so that it's not taking all that road dust
Oh.
sucking it up through the fins of the radiator. So this is actually called a radiator.
Okay.
Because it radiates heat and cold through it and disperses it back.
Well, I got a question for you then. If this is going to be mounted outside or underneath, like we said, at that 15-degree angle, what's from preventing, because it looks like that's pretty exposed.
Yeah.
So what, like...
So the frame that we build to mount this is going to give us probably from here to here, it's probably going to give us about a 4-inch, 5-inch space where road debris can actually bounce off the ground and come up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this stuff, this beautiful fancy aluminum.
Oh.
And we're gonna put it just like this. We're gonna cut out a piece like that.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna put it right there.
I
So
see.
it doesn't block any airflow, but it keeps big chunks of steel or rocks or anything,
Gotcha.
nails, screws, from coming up and puncturing this.
So you already knew this before I even asked.
This I knew, yes. This is stuff that I know.
And by the way, this is a sweet welding table you got here. I wonder if I still have footage of this.
That would be awesome.
It was on my Instagram. But anyways, guys, Anthony one day when he did get this table, he built this whole table himself. He bought the slab here, this, you know, the top of this.
1/4 inch flat.
1/4 inch flat, but it had a slight bow to it. He was taking his sledgehammer. What was the weight of the sledgehammer?
It was an 8-pound sledge. If you look right here, you can see the discoloration of the weld.
Yeah.
And so what happens is when you weld things and they get super hot, as it cools, the molecules actually pull in together tighter than they were when they started.
Mm-hmm.
So what'll happen is as it pulls in, it'll raise up.
Ah, okay.
We did the best that we could, but we still, right here and right here, had about 3/16 of an inch lift on it. And so I tried moving it on my own with the sledge, and it was just, there was too much bounce to it.
Oh,
And
man.
so I needed 4 people to stand up here, 1 on each, and then I had to hit so that when I hit, their weight kept it from bouncing up and actually made it go down.
Guys, I kid you not, he was swinging an 8-pound sledgehammer at full tilt within probably 4 inches of our feet.
Oh yeah.
I think somebody messaged me on Instagram and asked me, they're like, what happens if he missed? And I'm like, well, then I would not have been walking. Like, it would have shattered my foot.
Back to project at hand.
Yeah. Side little tangent there, everybody.
While we've been talking about that, I think the best way to go, so it's got the radiator here, and then you can see that they've made their own aluminum mount for the fans,
Okay.
which they've attached to the radiator through here. And if you look on the back, you can see that there's actually all these holes, and they have 2 extra holes right here.
Uh-huh.
So I think what I am going to do is take a piece of angle, aluminum angle, cut it so that it fits right here. I'll drill out these holes on both sides, and that will be the start of our frame that I can weld to, make the mounting brackets, attach it to here. That way we're just attaching in the spaces that they have already attached, so we're not actually altering their unit.
You've already looked underneath my van, so you already know where you're going to be mounting it in position-wise, because every van almost is different, right?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get the angles put on here, get the holes drilled, put it on here. I'm gonna go underneath your van.
Yep.
Kind of hold it in the general 15-degree angle, move it around to the perfect spot for that where I have to do the least amount
Yeah.
of bending, welding, and all that stuff. And the most convenient, easy space to get to it once it's installed, in case you have to do anything to it, and also for hooking it all up. And then we're gonna weld the mounts, and then we're gonna install it, and then we're gonna run the hoses, and then we're gonna figure out the best location for the actual unit itself.
Without filming, how long would this part take you? Roughly 2 hours?
Yeah, I think this is gonna take me about 2 hours.
We'll say 3 on a...
Maybe 3.
Yeah, just so people can understand how long this process actually does take.
Yeah.
And again, guys, he is a professional at this. This is why I hired Nomadic Customs, and this is why we are doing it this way, because I don't trust myself doing what he just said, because that sounded a lot more complicated than I wanted to deal with. All right, guys, this is the point of the video where I am going to plug the company that is actually installing this for me, which is Nomadic Customs. Anthony here is an employee with Nomadic Customs, but if you are interested in getting any type of work getting done through Nomadic Customs, please go to their website, Nomadic with a K. I'm wearing his shirt right now. Mark is the owner, and he has this entire shop, but he does full builds, he does fan installs, he does AC installs, they do generation power boxes. You literally think of anything for anything tiny, whether it's a tiny home or a van, which is pretty much what we have all here in the shop right now. Buses, you guys do everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I know you said this in the vlog.
Yeah.
I look really young. I'm not. I'm 35, and I've been doing this professionally since I was 19.
Everybody here is very, very, obviously they're all professionals. Mark wouldn't hire them if they weren't, but everybody here at the shop has been doing this for quite some time. That's why I'm not hired, because I'm not even close to his level of expertise. But no, seriously, like, just, he's been doing it for a long time. He is a jack of all trades. What's even more important, which we're not going to get really into this video with, he is going to be hired a lot more for my container home, which will be very much in the works after all of this is done. But anyways, wanted to give that shout out to Nomadic Customs. Nomadic Customs, go check them out. Dan just came by. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
He's getting work done here at Nomadic Customs as well. But what Anthony's looking at right now, he's not on a dating app. He's not on Instagram. He's actually looking.
I am on dating apps though. Somebody help.
Well, right now he's actually in the moment he is actually looking at the installation manual, which is provided by Cruise and Comfort. They do send installation manuals along with each purchase, and we just want to double check. Anthony has done this before, but he wants to double check to make sure that we are positioning this fan correctly. Because Anthony, what is important here?
The important part is that this larger port is mounted higher than the smaller port. And the larger is a number 8 and the smaller is a number 6. And the reason for that is to keep the oil from getting trapped in the condenser unit itself.
Gotcha. So those hoses that we have over there, they are 2 different sizes, number 8 and number 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The fittings on them.
You guys probably can't tell in the video, but this one is slightly bigger than this fitting here. That's all. And you said the lower one is on bottom?
Lower one's on bottom, which means that if that's front of your van, I believe that I did the trigonometry. Is that what is angles and stuff?
Yeah.
Because I did the trigonometry before for the last ones that I did, and to keep the 15-degree angle, this side has to be 4 inches lower than this side.
Okay. If we did the trig right.
If we did the trig right, I don't know. It's been a long time.
I mean, if it's like 16 degrees, I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, so they can actually be mounted fully like this.
Oh, they can.
Yes.
Okay, so they just can't be like flat.
They can't be flat.
Gotcha.
Because the problem with them being flat is, if you look at this nipple, it's actually in the center of this, which will leave a small amount of oil stuck in there.
Okay.
And not flowing, which is why they want it at this, because that way it all comes in, it goes through the fins, and then all comes back out. You don't want stuff just sitting in there and not being dispersed.
Okay, so there is a reason behind all of this. There's a method to this madness.
There is. And also, I'm going to say this for any of you who might try this on your own.
Yeah.
You'll see that that I put down a wood top.
Yep.
Try to keep that wood top as clean as possible because these fins are about 1 millimeter thick, and they are such that they move very easily.
Yeah, they do. It's like a radiator fan, and like in your car. Yeah.
And you get them clogged, they don't work properly, and then things overheat and blow up.
Well, we don't want that.
No, we don't.
I asked you this off camera, but I'm going to ask you this now: can you mount this without welding brackets on?
Yes. You can go to a fab shop, draw up a design that they will bend. They'll cut it out. They'll bend it. It'll be all perfect and everything. But holy money, is that going to be?
Right.
That's going to be a really expensive one-off. Your best bet is to go to Nomadic Customs.
There you go. there's a little shameless plug.
Tell us what van you have. We have all the different vans around here that we can, just go off of that and make it for you. But your best bet is to have it fabricated.
And technically you can ship brackets.
Yeah.
You can ship brackets for this Cruise and Comfort machine for X amount of dollars, etc. and so forth.
Sure can.
Okay, cool. They just have to know where the mounting is, that's all.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna go take this thing.
Okay.
We're gonna lay on the ground underneath your van, which is also fun.
Yeah, well you can probably use a creeper. I'll lay on the actual ground.
And then we're gonna put this up there.
Okay.
Look at the degree that we need, take some measurements.
All right, guys, we are underneath my van now, and this is where the spare tire would normally be housed, but you got to make sacrifices sometimes. And Anthony, what do we got going on here, bud?
Well, so this is the underside of the Sprinter. It has been soundproofed and debris-proofed. Anyways. What we're looking at here is we're looking at our mounting cross members right here. We're gonna mount either, depending on, I think the thing is 15 inches wide. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
That's what, 17? Look at that.
Which is like really nice because we do that like that with the 15-degree. Basically, it just angles straight back up at it. This one we'll have to put at a little bit of an angle and put a little bend at that where it mounts.
So you're gonna mount it directly to the frame, is what you're saying?
To the cross member.
Cross member, yeah.
Which actually, these are unibodies.
Okay. Very nice.
You can get into the breakdown of what a unibody is.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a 2-inch flat bar come down from here, make a little bit of a bend, this going at the angle, and then the same thing here, it's gonna have a 2-inch flat bar and then a little bit of a bend to meet the angle, and it will be the right amount length right here. As you get your 15-degree angle, and we're gonna keep it up as close as we can to here.
Okay.
We actually, if you look at where the differential is here.
Yep.
So we can actually theoretically come all the way down to here if we want.
Yep.
Because whatever the differential hits is also, you know, you're gonna stop if the differential hits a rock or something. You're gonna feel that, and you're gonna stop, and then you're not gonna end up ripping this off. But we can get away with probably coming about to right by the differential halfway. And the nice thing is that we're far enough from the front tires. We still will get a little bit of bounce and debris, but we're actually gonna be just far enough back and in line with these rear tires that all of the debris will come straight back from them and they won't come here.
Yeah. We're
gonna get the least amount of debris in the space that we're mounting it. Looking at your van right now, it looks like the only other possible place that this could be mounted is right here.
And he's over by, right underneath the slider is where he's at.
Will work, but then again, you're like basically right in line with this tire, so the amount of debris that this thing is gonna take, it would just be brutal.
The reason we're mounting it way back here is because we just have the room inside the van to mount it back here. It just makes sense with the layout.
Yeah, it actually turned out perfect that where we're mounting the whole unit is perfect for where you have space for.
Exactly.
And that's another thing that you have to take into consideration with these units is the length of the hose that they give you. You have to go underneath and actually, they give you a fair amount of hose, but you still have to look and plan accordingly to where your underbody mount is and your availability and get that all within range, which can sometimes be tricky.
I like it. And the hole we're doing is pretty much right, you can't see my hand, but it's like right coming through here-ish, I think, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around here.
Yeah. No, it's right here. It's actually right above your head.
Oh, it's right above my head, which is right in this cavity right here. Awesome, dude. Sweet, man. Well, we're gonna get to work?
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
You have to fit your little hand in that little space.
I have to get this nut onto that in there.
That's not gonna be fun.
No, it's never fun.
Oh, that's why you get paid the big bucks.
But I got it.
Did you get it that quick? If I did cut that, guys, he got that within 20 seconds, I think.
This is our basic layout. So there was another, you see there's one there.
Yep.
So we're gonna put one here.
Yep.
And then we're gonna put a third in here.
Okay.
We might even put, because they have holes for 4.
Right.
So we might actually put 4.
So I was just uploading a video just now, but Anthony, I heard him kind of scream out, so I ran out here to make sure he was okay. Not only was he okay, but what happened, bud?
I went underneath, I looked at it, and I was like, I think these angles, and so I bent these 2 pieces, and I just kind of like basically guesstimated on the angle. Cause that's a lot of what it is like, I mean, you can pull measures but then you have to have a station, you know, you gotta fix it somewhere stationary, and then you pull measurements. I I'm pretty good at the guessing game.
Yeah, you were pretty, yeah. How accurate are you on this particular right now?
This fit like a glove. It went in like a glove.
And that's why he screamed out. He was super excited about his guesstimation was spot on.
Yeah.
So now you can do the other two and you don't have to worry about tinkering with it.
Yep, this just goes right on. It just goes, so.
Awesome. So how did you bend those, by the way? It looks like there's a pretty big hammer right here.
There is. So ideally, I would use a brake press, which would be, or like a pan brake. They do make little tiny units that are perfect for aluminum and all this kind of, so any companies out there that want to, send me one, I'll take it and use it so that I don't have to do this. But basically what I do is I just mark where I want it to bend at. I put it in the vise like so. Clamp it down. And then here's pro tip, never hit the actual metal itself. You mar it.
Oh, look at that.
You make bad mars. Mm-hmm. And your vise is already gonna mar it up. You can put tape around that and kind of, but we're gonna weld where it's at, so it's not really that big of a deal. Then you take this, and you always make sure to hit it as close to down here as you can.
Okay. Don't do it right now. Yeah. You already got the perfect angle on it.
Hit it.
Okay.
Until it gets to where you want. And then when you get to do your next piece, you take this piece and you transfer your line, put both pieces in at the same time.
Oh.
You use the other piece as your set for your angle.
I was going to ask you how you did that. That's pretty nifty.
And then voila.
Dude, that's pretty nifty, man. I like that.
And they're set the same.
What's the gauge of this aluminum?
This is 3/16, I believe.
So that's some pretty sturdy stuff.
And then you just take a...
This is some lightweight stuff, too.
Yeah. And then you take your random orbital. I need to get a new one of these.
You just clean up the edges?
Polish everything up real nice.
Nice. All right, we're gonna come back to Anthony while he's welding. All right, Anthony is getting ready to weld up the brackets that he has made. Just a very important safety tip, obviously, if you are welding or if you're gonna be around welders, make sure you guys use, what do you call these? Hoods?
Yeah, hood.
Hood.
That is an auto darkening hood.
Auto darkening hood. What's up, Mark?
How's it going, buddy?
How you doing, man? So just make sure you guys use an auto darkening hood. Obviously, Anthony has his, and he actually lent me his second one, which we are going to be able to put into the lens, and you'll be able to see the welds happening. Please, if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to welding, especially aluminum, because aluminum is not easy to weld.
Sure not.
And please make sure that you hire somebody to do this, because it's, yeah, it ain't fun.
Also, the process that we're doing today is we're TIG welding today.
TIG welding.
Yeah, tungsten. That's what this is. This is tungsten. This is a piece of tungsten. And then the I stands for inert, and the G stands for gas.
That's TIG.
Yes.
TIG is aluminum?
TIG is aluminum, stainless, mild steel, titanium. Basically does all the things.
Have you done all of those?
Yes.
And then MIG is steel?
Yes, well, MIG is, they can all basically do all the things. It's just a different process. So metal inert gas.
Okay.
And the difference between that is, so this is your torch. This goes in here.
Yeah.
And then we take filler rod right here.
Yeah.
Take this, and we're gonna start a pool. We're gonna melt this metal right here. We're gonna start a puddle of metal.
Okay.
And then I will push this into it.
Okay.
And that will create our bond. You can also, if there's enough material, you can just use the source material.
Yeah.
But if not done properly, that will eventually crack. The difference between that and MIG welding, there's a gun.
That's a MIG welder?
This is a MIG welder, Miller, which is my preference. And this is their spool gun attachment, which allows you to weld aluminum.
Oh, okay.
So there's different attachments to make a MIG welder.
So wait, why do you have two machines then?
Because the all-in-ones that they just came out with.
Guys, we got a glimpse of Mark from Pneumatic right there. Look at him.
So the all-in-ones that, when I bought all of these, they had some all-in-one units. They weren't the best.
But now
Miller makes this amazing AC/DC TIG MIG welder. And if we had that,
this would be a
so much smoother operation. And also, this super thin stuff that we have here,
yeah.
this is a budget TIG welder, and it works.
Call a spade a spade.
It does all the things that I needed to do. The problem is the technology for that isn't good enough to do this thin of material.
So what are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna have to bolt it on.
Because you don't have the machine?
Because I don't have the machine that makes that work.
Oh,
And if I had the machine, I would be so excited, and it would just be, I would dance.
Hey, Miller, can you guys, like, maybe hook me up, lick me up, and get a machine for Anthony here? Because that would be fantastic. Because then I have a lot more work than I need to get done, and Anthony's my guy. So yeah, that'd be great. That was cool.
So because we have this plastic here,
Yeah.
which I kind of got a little hot, but not bad enough.
Right.
I didn't get as hot as I would have liked to on that, but it's fine because we have another bottom side that we can do, and then we've got all the sides.
Okay. So there's plenty of places.
There's plenty of places. That's just more of a vibration stopper.
Gotcha.
You make a puddle,
Yeah.
let it go down a little bit, throw some filler rod on it, move a half a step forward, let that puddle, throw some rod into it, step, step, step.
Wow.
It should look like a stack of dimes. That obviously doesn't look like a stack of dimes, but when it's done properly and you don't have to worry about moving quickly.
Yeah, through and also around plastic that we're not supposed to be. Well, not that you're not supposed to, but
You just don't want to get it overheated.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna weld the rest of
Basically
them.
weld everything up and then flip it over and do the other stuff, and then
All right. Sounds like a plan. There it is now. That thin piece of aluminum protects debris from falling into that right there. Crazy.
like so.
Thanks, man. Way to demonstrate. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, you sure it goes this way?
Why are you? Oh man, he just made me second guess. All right, so now
Did we build this wrong?
I'm lying in the dirt now. And
Wait, hang on, before you do that, let me slide this thing underneath you. Or under you. I
crap.
almost caught you in the eye.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That's
Huh?
why we wear safety glasses.
Oh.
Wait, I want to actually preface and say, when working underneath a vehicle,
Yeah.
doing any amount of drilling or any amount of screwing, there is debris in here. There's all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
and it will fall off,
Yes.
and it will go straight in your eyes.
And it hurts like heck.
If you notice from previously before, while I was just doing my welding, I had on my regular seeing glasses, and if you look now, I have actual wraparound safety glasses.
Very nice.
Always wear safety glasses because when your eyes get messed up, they don't fix those.
By the way, those wires are aftermarket. Those are my inverter wire, or my whatever they're called, Anthony. There.
Sterling?
Sterling, yeah.
Charge controller?
Yeah, the thingamajiggy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, it's ready.
What do you want me to hold up?
I mean, you don't actually have to hold anything. I made this so that it's a one-man job. It just pushes up and gets screwed in, and then we go. This is the only thing that we always have to check and make sure. These are our inlets for our fluid.
Okay.
They cannot be blocked. So we luckily are low enough here
Okay.
so that we can attach. They actually come at a 90-degree angle.
Okay.
So they come and they can go whichever way you need them to go. Ours will come down and then loop up. This one will just come straight across to the other one. You zip tie to the other one and go straight up.
That's because we're drilling the hole right up here, guys. And as you guys may not be able to see, but he is about 4 or 5 inches above the bottom of the differential down over there. So there's plenty of space.
Clearance.
Clearance, thank you.
Yep, I know words are hard sometimes.
I know they are.
Crunched up in a hole. Oh, my hair's caught. That sucks.
Well,
I fixed it.
cut your hair.
No. That's ridiculous. Look at that.
Look at this guy. He's crunched up into my little like space here.
I haven't done this before. Can you actually?
This is such a lie.
This is why being a yogi is great for
Not only a yogi.
installing stuff.
Have you ever like done cave dwelling?
Cave?
What is it called?
You mean,
Spelunking?
Spelunking?
Spelunking.
Yes.
Spelunking is not a thing.
Spelunking.
Spelunking. Have you done spelunking?
I did.
So you're okay with like extreme small spaces?
You know, I'm actually claustrophobic. Super highly claustrophobic.
Are you really?
Yeah, but if I put myself in a situation, I'm fine with it. It's just being in a situation where I'm not in control of my small space. Heyo! Look at that.
Now, if you guys remember, Anthony drilled 4 holes per bracket. That means he's got 4, 8, 12, 16 things to drill.
Math is hard.
And that's why this thing is mounted like it ain't going anywhere. All right, guys, we'll actually just let Anthony finish this off. Maybe the light is glaring the lens right there. I am getting up. This is, I guess, part 1 of the video. We might drill the hole right now. We might run over to Home Depot and grab some essential items that I need, and we're gonna get into all of that in the rest of the video because there are some things that you have to get to make this unit all up and running, like ductwork, like, I think we have to get a breaker too, right, Anthony?
Yeah.
We have to get a breaker. We have to explain all of those needs and why we're doing it. This was just a beginning stages of what we're doing here. Typically, this could take a day or 2 to do on top of that and then the inside component. So